It is time. Can we start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shall we start, sir? Yes. Am I audible to you, sir? Am I audible, sir?
Right. We'll go for the screen sharing. Good. So is my screen visible to everyone?
No, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir. It's visible now.
So we can go ahead, right?
Yeah, sir. So good evening, everyone, and good evening, sir. So today's session will start, and I'll introduce today's speaker with all of us. We have Dr. Anand Bhartiya, Managing Director of Ananda Premium Yoga Center. So he is from Raipur and he completed PNYs from SDM College from RGHS, and his inclination towards the natural therapy and lifestyle medicine comes from his father belief in yoga and naturopathy system. He has been teaching yoga, Hatha Yoga internationally in various countries like Thailand, Hong Kong, Australia, and India for almost a decade. He extensively teaches Hatha Yoga style, but apart from that, he also specialization in the modern and traditional styles of yoga, which include power, vinyasa, ashtanga, satyananda, kriya, and therapy yoga. And he is well versed with naturopathic and wellness medicine like nutrition and dietetics, hydrotherapy and physiotherapy, therapeutic manipulation, heliotherapy, chromotherapy, and Reiki and acupuncture and sport medicine. So we welcome you, sir, on this small platform with all of us,
Thank
and we
you.
hope we will learn more and more through your
Thank you.
this introduction. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Namaste. Good
Namaste.
evening to all of you. I think it is a good afternoon. So I would better say good afternoon. I hope I am audible and clear to all of you. And let us start with the topic right away, as we are constraining the time to about 40 minutes, which I will be speaking. And then if you have any queries, questions to ask. Right. So the topic I have chosen, as I'm into this field since long, and because yoga is encompassing all the physical, mental, and spiritual well-being or wellness. So yoga is the biggest trend at present, and it is. Sorry, I'm saying yoga as in English. So if you pronounce it properly, it is yoga. Okay. So don't mind that part because in English it's written that way. So we need to pronounce that way. Right. So let it be very clear. It is yoga, but as it is written in English, we speak that way. So the basic challenges in starting up of any yoga clinic or studio or centers. So being a managing director, whatever I'll be speaking, it is out of my personal experience and through the learnings I have been learning from different countries, I have worked with different multinationals also. So because of that, it's been almost 16 years I have been teaching, and I had started my career in 2006. I started my BNWS study in 2000 and completed in 2005. And since then, I have been working continuously. So the topic is very clear, and we can go for the next slide. So what we should have, these are the basic steps we need to include or look after or to take care when we are planning or even thinking of having yoga center, clinic or studio. Right. So the first plan is creating a business plan. What is business plan? We'll discuss it soon. Then the legal entity. What are the legal entities you have to take care, you have to look after? This is more crucial when you're working in countries like USA, UK, Australia, or any other countries outside India. But also it is important now in India also to have some legal documentations of the center opening, or to make the things much easier and run smoothly. Then that's topic number C is permits and licenses. I'll be elaborating all the topics. Then selecting the section. It is like a picking up of type of practice you are going to offer to your clients, customers, or patient according to their need. It could be generalized or specialized. Then location. See, to open a center, you need to have a proper location. So we'll work on the location, how to select location, what are the basic key points in selection of location. Right. Then comes to part of marketing, how to expand your brand or how to bring awareness about your brand to the public you are seeking, right? So that's the category of people. And then comes the challenges. What exactly are the biggest challenges and why a lot of yoga centers fail to continue? That is the most important part, challenges. Just there are few tips which can be corrected. So there are, to overcome those challenges, there are success tips which we'll be discussing soon. Now let's go to the business plan. How to plan a business. So as you can see in the screen, planning a good business plan is essential to success as an entrepreneur. The very important part is, so your plan should, so you being, even you're thinking, see, I want to open up your clinic or center, anything, you're thinking, right? So you are going to be an entrepreneur, right? So that's why you have to have a very good plan. First thing, the most important thing is the working capital. See, any business you want to start, so there is one thing which I learned. First thing you need to even think about having a business, or because it could be clinic, studio. So first thing you need to have in your mind is courage. Very first thing, before even planning all these things, you need to have courage, first thing. And second thing, you need to have guts to take the risk, because if you can't take risk, you can't be an entrepreneur. So that is very, very important part here. Right. So a very good business plan should include, the most important thing is working capital. Now, what is that working capital and how to select? Because if you know that you have a budget, I'm going to input the initial cost, a budget of maybe 5 lakh or 10 lakh or 2 lakh or 1 lakh, whatever is your budget. So according to the budget, we will now decide to select the right space. What is this space here? This space is the area in the means of square feet. So you need to know how much area or square feet you want to have in your budget, because when we'll talk on the location part later, then we will know why this space is important. Because when you have to select the space, first you should have in your mind how many pupils are you going to accommodate, right? If you're thinking I'm going to have a compact session accommodating 15 to 20 people in a batch, so accordingly you need to multiply. Like if you're you know, the size of yoga mat, standard size of yoga mat is 2 by 6, width by 2 and length by 6. Okay, so when we have the 2 by 6 yoga mat, so it's already occupying 2 by 6 space, then you should give at least 1 to 2 feet on the right hand side, on the left hand side, on the back side, and on the front side. So if you calculate all those, 2, it comes about somewhere 28 to 30 square feet area required per person. So that is how you have to decide how many clients you're going to accommodate in the space you're going to hire, or if you have your own space or you're renting the space. Because the bigger area you require, the bigger will be your budget, means your rentals will be higher, right? Then you should know how many numbers of staff you're going to hire in very initial stage, like what you need in very initial stage, right? And then to determine the amount of risk you will be able to take. That is your own confidence and your own worth. So you should know how much risk can you take. So for example, if I, when I started in very beginning, I thought of taking risk uh, to pay rentals of about 50,000 per month. For example, I am telling. So if I am taking the risk of paying 50,000 rupees rental per month, then how much should I be earning to manage that successfully and to run and not to stop or shut down the business? So that is how we are going to decide many things with the help of the working capital, with the help of initial cost we are planning when we are building. So selecting the right space, it will help you. It will help you to hire the right number of employees. It will help you to determine the amount of risk you're going to take. It will help you to meet out your rent, your utility expenses. So for anything, what is utility expenses? You know, right? If it is metropolitan, you have to pay for electricity as well as water you are using, right? And then you have to also decide the staff salary, and you should be able to have some backup amount to manage the staff salary in first few initial stages, right? So am I clear till now? Now then you will be also deciding the target market, right? You want to go for the urban population, you want to go for the suburbs, you want to accommodate all kind of population. So it depends, because being a doctor we have to think of accommodating all the groups. It's not that we need to only focus on the higher income side group. We need to focus all the group. We need to able to accommodate everyone. So that's how we should decide our target market. And then we need to plan very competitive fee structure, but make sure when you plan your fee structure, it should be like you're not reducing your own worth when you're planning your fee structure, because being BNYS, after studying BNYS, you are a doctor and you are, well worth of charging proper fees. So if I'm not discussing right now what I charge you, but if you have that question, I'll tell you. And how to, you have to always keep your value high. You can't think of keeping your value low, but you have to also see the markets around you. You have to also see the competitors, because in present scenario there are a lot of free yoga sessions going on, there are a lot of donation only yoga classes going on, so that will disturb your market if you don't have a very competitive fee structure. So I hope you get this point. So we go for the next slide. Now legal entities. So there are factors like, what are the factors under legal entity? So the liability, taxation. So these two, when we are very clear, doing we are we have overcome the liability issues and taxation issue. So ease of setup, it will be helpful. So our setup becomes at ease. And ownership control. Why ownership control? That I will discuss when I am coming to that. So what is liability exactly? See, in India, we are still on very safer side. But if you are going to work in USA, UK, Australia, or even just go outside of your India, nearby countries like Southeast Asian countries like Thailand, Hong Kong, China, Indonesia, the people have the rights to sue you. You understand the suing, right? So if you have to be very careful, taking all the possible help to have very legal approach and to prevent getting liable on your own side. So you should not be liable for anything, otherwise you will be ending up paying hefty amount, or even sometimes the centers may shut down, so that is another part that will again come into the next topic also. Now taxation. For taxation, we need to have our CA's advice. So what is taxation? So normally service tax liability we have, right? But there is a certain amount that is in India. It is almost about 9 to 10 lakhs per year. If you're budget, if you're earning more than that, then you might have to also pay the service tax that you will have to take from your customer sometime. So that will be added into the fees again. So again, a lot of things related with that. So that is how you have to work on taxation. So this part, taxation part, will be guided with your, like you have to take help of your CA, right? So that he will clear you. Then when these two parts, liability is clear that we don't have personal liability, when you are starting the center, we are clearing up all the tasks before that. And taxation, that's legal advice we have to take with CA, and then ease of setup. So now these two factors will help us to easily set up, and we will have less mental stress of getting sued or getting some objections from anyone, right? So that's it. Then comes the ownership control. Now, why I am talking about ownership control, because this is one important part. See, you cannot just go and rent a space, or have your own space, and you can just right away start your clinic, right? So sometimes what we have to do, like what we did in the very beginning, when I returned to India, so we collaborated with the known people. What is collaboration? It's a kind of partnership, but you should make that partnership like a LLP. What is LLP? It is limited liability partnership, where if you are having the collaboration or on the basis of some percentage with the person you are starting, the center. So it should be very clear in the terms and conditions that you are not liable of the space of the interiors you are doing, and if you are still spending a lot of amount in your interiors, then you have to make sure that it is transferable when you leave that space. So it should have minimum liability, otherwise that will be a kind of burden you will have, right? So this is what is ownership control. And if we are not going for partnership, then I would suggest all of you, what all of you, to start with very small scale of business with a small room, having a reception desk, consultation, and a small area. Start with very small area, maybe 300 square feet area and 500 square feet area, a very small area. So you have minimum liability, because here you work as a proprietor. So you are working on the proprietorship program. So that is on the small basis. And once you are able to, uh, expand yourself, when people like your practices, you like the way you teach, then you can think of expanding your business. Maybe you are hiring a bigger space again, if you want to keep continuing on the sole proprietorship program, or if you want to go for partnership. But remember, always whenever you go for partnership, it may suit you, it may not suit you. So in that condition, it should be limited liability. Means you should have minimum liability. You should have minimum risk when it comes to closing up or changing of the place. Otherwise, you will lose a lot of amount in the interiors or all the furnitures or whatever things come, right? So I hope I am clear till now, and I think my voice is not breaking, and I hope I'm Bhavit, you can just give me the feedback.
Sir, it's clear, sir.
Okay, good. So I hope things are going smooth. So next
Yes.
comes, yes, thank you, Bhavit. So next we come to the permit and license. Now, what are the permits we need, right? So at present we need following permits, and if we don't have the permit, what it may risk, failure to acquire necessary permission can result in fine and even shutdown of the business. So we can, even you start the business without the permission, you can still start the business without the permission, because you have certification. You are in BNY's authorized practice. So you have authority to start your business, but still we need permissions, license. So first license we need from the municipal corporation of the area you are working. So for example, I am living in Shankanagar area in my city, Raipur. And so I need to reach out to my local municipal corporation of this particular area that is divided zone wise. So, and there I need to apply for two licenses. First is Anugapti. Anugapti license is the one taking permission, asking permission to begin your center. And the other one is the Gumasta license, and that is a kind of 5 years permission. So you have to renew your Anugyapti every year. So you have to remember the time of your license. At right time you have to renew it. And this the second one, Gumasta license, you have to have that renewed every 5 years. So it is like, once you get your Gumasta, not easy to get. Let me tell you, you have to work out really hard to get it sometime, and sometime it is very easy to get. It depends on the person who is dealing with. So all being in the society, you have to make sure that you have a very good relation with the people to have things done very clear. So you cannot like sometimes they even tell ki, like you know, oh, it is difficult to get license because your section comes under gym category or it comes under beauty parlor category. Then we have to clear them, explain them. No, we are doing very rightful business, nothing illegal. Or sometimes questions arise like that. So see, this is all out of experience I'm speaking. Now comes license is clear from the municipal, then service tax registration. So again, the CA will help us for service tax registration. I think. It is being like waived off for us for first I think some 20k, but the income tax rule and budget rules are changing every year, so it is always good to have your or seek your CA's advice on this part. But at present what I know, it is like up to 20 lakhs. It is you're exempted, but you have to like again change on the type of it is. I am talking about the proprietorship part, but if you're going on partnership basis, then we have to still discuss with you. So somewhere around what I was reading recently when I was preparing, so it is somewhere around 9 lakhs, and after 9 lakhs we are liable for service tax. So after 9 lakhs it is like 10 lakhs onwards. If it is more than 10 lakhs, you have to collect the service tax from your customer. So again, in that condition, we have to think a lot of things or plan a lot of things. Then we also need to take a declaration from the legal advisor. Before even applying for Anugapti license or Gumasta license, you have to visit to the court and the legal advisors, means जो वकील होते हैं, तो उनसे you have to get the declaration form or शपथ पत्र हम बोलते हैं उसको. So that you have to get, and then your other licenses will be approved accordingly. So you need to have a lot of documentation. You need to documentation we can maybe discuss later if it is really needed. Then registration under clinic and nursing. So now if you're coming to a yoga clinic, a wellness clinic, wellness clinic and OP, outpatient naturopathy department, yoga clinic, and likewise. Okay, I think did I miss? Okay, and I am back. So registration under clinic and nursing aid. So that you can do it online. This is available online. So if you're going for a clinic, or if you're mentioning clinic in your center's name, like I write like Ananda, so I am writing the term center. I'm not writing the term clinic or wellness center, something like that. So it depends on what you're writing. It depends on name, your center's name. If it is under clinic, you have to go for the registration act. Now selecting your section. Now this comes very important. Now this is the practical part where, so we have done all the legal activities, permits, licenses. We have planned our business. Now we have opened up our center, now we have opened up our center, and now we are about to begin our center. Now, before you begin your center, or before you offer your classes, you need to know what you're going to teach, or you need to plan what you're going to teach. So if you are a multi-talented person, then you need to learn different varieties of yoga practices. In the market now, yoga practices are divided into many varieties. See, what we studied theoretically is Hatha Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, and so on. And accordingly, right? And then we have different paths of yoga, right? But here, these are the categories of yoga, like Ashtanga Yoga, Vinyasa Yoga, Yoga Therapy, Power Yoga, which is termed in America. Then there is a special practice called Vikram Yoga, Hot Yoga. So there are Hatha Yoga, and there are a lot of practices, Kundalini Yoga. So I can keep naming out. So I think you can just find it out. So picking a type of yoga practice you want to offer to your customer see, you have decided the place, you have decided the location also, right? I think, did I go for, okay, I need to go back there. Right. So we'll come to location next. Now picking a type of yoga practice, that is clear, right? So you have to decide the type. So you can pick it either based on popularity or attractiveness, right? Or you can offer multiple varieties of practices, not to keep it monotonous, right? Now there is a concept of one type of practice being more popular. So this like in I was talking about Bikram yoga. So Bikram yoga is it is adherent to only 26 postures. So those 26 postures are done in 30 minutes and in a very hot temperature, about 40 degrees Celsius. So that is the temperature of the room. So it's a humid temperature. So they do use the vapors to create the humidity also inside. So very tiring in the beginning, and then it gets more sweat, and suppleness gets easier. So there are benefits and drawbacks of all kind of factors. So like that popularity I was talking about. So Bikram yoga is popular, Ashtanga Vinyasa is popular, Iyengar yoga is popular, right? So those things, those are very important, right? So we can go next. Now comes to selection of location. Okay. While location is very important to sustain your business, choosing a perfect location is mandatory to maintain sustainability of your business. See, if you open up the center in like according to your budget, if you are, so you have to also make sure that your budget and the place you are going to select both should accommodate each other, right? So when we are opening up the center, I've got 15 minutes. Right. So when we are opening up the center, we have to take care of these things. Factors necessary to decide right location is convenience. First thing, it should be very convenient to approach. Then it should be secure area. Means either it is in main road or in vicinity of main road, or it is in the residential surrounding. Because residential surrounding, people are living, right? So it is more secure. But if you're going for a commercial surrounding, then it is not secure sometimes. But still we can go for, but we should make sure that it is a very occupied commercial complex. It is not empty commercial complex. It is not newly built commercial complex. It is occupied commercial complex where there is people moving around throughout the day, right? So that is important for safety part, security part. Then easily accessible. Easily accessible, I mean through road. So it should be very easy to locate. So if you guide the people, okay, you have to come till here and you will find the center. So that becomes easily accessible to the roads, right? And it should be clearly visible. People, it should not be somewhere hidden and you need to still search or ask many people, see, do you know where is this center? This is very difficult part, because that will make your client, the first client coming in, make your client frustrated, very frustrated, because he still couldn't find you. So this is very important. It should be very easily accessible, clearly visible when he reaches to the location. And then it should have plenty, ample of parking space. Why this is important? Because if you are working in residential area and you don't have a parking space, the neighbors will always object. Or you have parked, you have parked in front of me, my gate, or in near my house. So there are a lot of objections which may occur. Again, this is personal experience. So you should always have a very good parking space when you decide for the class. Okay, we can go for next. Now marketing. Before we begin the center, and if we are not known to people, this is the way we can make them know us. So by making people knowing us, the best and affordable way is placing the ad in the newspaper. Very beginning, a very small ad in the they are like in Dainik Bhaskar, for example. There is a health section separately. You can just put your ad into that or something, or you can just put your ad in the magazines, health magazines, because people, if they're aware of, so they will read magazines and okay, they will know. So that's how you can do. Then playing the ad in the radio and television station, if your budget permits, or when you are popular, the people, television people or radio people will approach you themselves. Like, we don't need to go to them, they will approach us. That is what we can do. Social media platform, this is cost effective, right? Cost effective social media, because everyone is now familiar with social media. They use a lot of social media. So that can be effective use. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp. So there are many ways, right? And bulk SMS system or voice dial system. There are a lot of things can be done. Then simple and most effective way is word of mouth publicity. And let me tell you, if you're working on this marketing strategy, from my own personal experience, 50% of your client just come to you because of word of mouth. So rest of the 50% is covered with your ads or playing into audio, radio and all. So definitely you have to rely on word of mouth publicity, and to rely on word of mouth publicity, it is very important that you satisfy your client, you satisfy your customer, you approach them in such a way that they are satisfied with your work and they bring you more. So it's like one satisfied person will bring you 10 satisfied person will bring you 20, and likewise it's keeping growing. But one unsatisfied will cancel directly 100 clients. So ratio is very different. So if you are not satisfying your client, then negative publicity will take place. So word of mouth has to be always positive. So for that, you have to put a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, a right approach, polite way. You have to, you have to be a very good listener when you work on these parts. Being a businessman, you have to also be a very good listener, because when you can listen good, as a doctor, we need to listen good. We need to hear all the problems of the client. It may take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour, it doesn't matter. But once you hear them, they are satisfied. Half of the problems erase just by talking, right? So that applies here also. So I think I'm very clear with a lot of my topic. Actually, I have a lot to speak, but I want to keep it very precise. I don't want to take any extra time, right? So I am just working quickly. I think this is second last slide and we are already into the last topic. So for So I'm just checking if I'm missing anything. I've also penned down, so if I miss something, I can tell you later. Right, now come to the biggest challenge in managing your studio. So you have opened up the studio, you have a clients coming in, and now your center is running. So you have a monthly fees plan or quarterly fees plan structure, or yearly fee planning structure, likewise, whatever. Now the most difficult part comes maintaining a positive cash flow, because see, you may be very good with the client, okay, you may be very good with the client, but sometime payment comes like okay, it get delayed, sometime 2 days, sometime a week. So you need to plan in such a way that it is well systemized, and if you can overcome this problem, maintaining a positive cash flow, then you will run successfully. You will never need to shut down your business. So this is very important part. You have to work it out with, maybe you can take a lot of experience from the person. So I can help you guiding in that also. I can help you planning your business. Uh, you can get consultation done. Now comes to the finding a great teacher. Now again, this part very early it came. I talked about you. So the popularity of class. So if you are a Ashtanga yoga teacher and if you are a very good teacher, what is good teacher or great teacher? So I did not like writing good. I would prefer writing great, because what we speak, that also encourages us. So we should find great teachers. Great in the way, it is the attitude which is most important. Attitude is always the most important part when you look for the teacher. So it's you, if you are doing a small business, starting with yourself, or if your better half is also from the same field, so you have two people. But when you work on the expansion of your business, you need to have many teachers, because you can't be there in all your centers. So in that condition, we have to have very good teachers. So selecting teacher, it is very important to look for the good attitude. That is the only thing you have to look into the teacher, good attitude. Certification is definitely must. They should have proper certification. They should be good in the practice, because it is also important to be a very good demonstrator. I will, before just before we just finish our topic, I will also show you some of my pictures which we use for branding the branding my branding my center, like ambassador pictures, you can say them like ambassador. So like that. So I'll be showing you in the virtual background soon. So finding a teacher, maintaining the integrity of yoga. So you must make sure that what you want to give people, it is very integrated, and you're also maintaining the authenticity of it. And for all this above problem, the automation, like computerized system. What is computerized system or what is automation? It like a kind of software which will manage all your accountings. It will also help you to send reminders, so you don't have to personally tell to your client, and reminders, planning of scheduling, sending the schedules, emailing the schedules, or messaging the schedules just through the software. It can be done, balancing and all. So automation can help in controlling this part. So you can just send the gentle reminders. Okay, it's your membership is due in that month, and don't always remind them. Just a day before. Okay, okay, tomorrow is your membership expiring. So that will be like a very very wrong approach, I would say. So you should always give a gentle reminder, maybe a month before. Or some people, they are so good, they ask you themselves, so when I am going to complete my membership. So in that condition, it is easy, you can tell them directly. Right. So what automation? And if you are starting with a small scale setup, don't go for automation because software may cost you. So we can go hire, instead of automation, we can hire one reception staff. Okay. But when you hire a reception staff, you will need to train them because they don't know what is yoga. So they cannot, explain people what you're going to teach or what style you teach. Then there are a lot of questions. QA comes, when people come for visiting or inquiring about the center or business. So we have to, train the reception, but that could be a lesser expense. Hiring a reception would be a better option. And he will maintain all the attendance of the clients. He will also maintain, or he or she, whatever, they will also maintain the attendance of clients, reminding them of their renewals and all such things which may be required. And he'll be also your second hand to help you around with all the props or things, right? So this could be. And I'm coming to my last slide now. Bhavit, just getting back to you, if is there any audibility disturbances?
No, sir, it's clear, sir. You can continue, sir.
So, so I can go on with the last slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is my last slide, the success tip. First thing, be authentic, be yourself, and you should also design your yoga center or yoga studio or clinic in a way applicable to your philosophy. So when you stick to your philosophy, your authenticity, and being yourself, it will attract people, same-minded people, okay, like-minded people to you. So this is very important. Like in my case, what I do, I work with natural air studio pattern. I have a studio, but I work with natural air studio pattern. See, there are practices, open air practices. So this is natural air practice. What is natural air practice? So I don't work on air conditioned rooms or studios. I work completely on the natural. So I find the place well ventilated. So that is my philosophy. So that gives, so a lot of clients come for me just saying that, sir, because you are working on non-air conditioned system, so we like to practice that way. Because there are a lot of studios or gym where they are offering yoga classes, but it is completely air conditioned. And even I have worked with multinational having more than 10 branches in one country and likewise in other country. It was a American based company. So it was completely air conditioned because they have to maintain the air condition. Also, we used to do hot yoga sessions. So because of that, we used to have heater, we used to have cooling down system. So, but there is a drawback of that we can discuss later if you have question related to that. So be authentic, be yourself, and plan your space, plan your studio in the way it suits your philosophy. That is important. Now, diversifying like variety in schedule. So schedule, just I said, like variety is very much important. You can't serve dal chawal every day. आप मेरे को रोज दाल चावल दोगे तो मैं बोर हो जाऊंगा. It's just like that. Don't serve dal chawal, rice and lentil every day. You have to make sure that even you have only rice and lentil. अगर दाल चावल ही है खिलाने के लिए तो भी उसको चेंज करो. चेंज कैसे? कभी जीरा राइस बना दो, कभी दाल तड़का कर दो. It's that way. Like you need to create variety. You need to have diversity in your practice. So planning of schedule, and you should always invent new classes, new design of practices. So you should invent new classes. You can give them new names, like the session for wellness, session for better sleep, session for diabetes. So there variety. You can create, challenges. You can go for rotation. If you're working on a bigger sector, like I did work for a bigger sector, so we used to have about 50 teachers working with us. So in that condition, we need to rotate. So we don't have same teacher teaching the first class, second class, third, because we used to have classes from morning 7 to night 9 o'clock. So classes ending at 10 p.m. So I'm just telling you, so it was a whole day session. So it's not the same person teaching one class. So teachers are changing. It may be same class, but teacher changes. So the practice also changes, so it gives the variety to the people. So you must make sure rotation of teacher. If you're working on many teachers, if you're working on yourself, you need to work on variety by you're teaching Hatha Yoga at 7 o'clock, you're teaching Power Yoga at 8 o'clock, you're teaching gentle flow, or it's like a therapy of vinyasa at 9 o'clock. So it depends. You have to give variety. Even the single teacher can create variety. That's why you have to invent new classes. Rotation of teacher, just like if you have many teachers or working with many centers. And also, so rotation can be, it's like same teacher working on the same day, like different teacher working on the same day at different timings. Or you can have different teacher on different day of the week. Like Monday मैंने class लिया, Tuesday भवित ने लिया, Wednesday वंदना ने लिया. It's like, that way you can work. So that is how you can create diversity. So people will always remain attracted, and because of the variety and diversity, they will be coming to you always. It will be always flowing, and they will also give you very positive publicity for you. Okay, they take very good classes. Okay, I'll just take 3 more minutes and complete the class. So offering special events. So in weekends, you can organize workshops, or you can run challenges like weight loss. But when you run challenges, don't run continuously monthly. It's like a 3 month. One challenge is for 3 months, and like one challenge you run for 16 days or 45 days, likewise. And then you can, after 3 months or 6 months, you can plan the second challenge, likewise. So there should be some gap. And when you plan these challenges or workshops, so you have to keep very attractive fees here. Don't charge too much. Just, because you can get payment from your own members again, right? So in that case, don't charge a lot. Charge according to your place, and charge very very fine. It should not be very heavy. So they should easily come to your workshop. Otherwise, you plan the workshop having very big costs, and no one comes up. So it's like failure of the workshop. Then running the challenges, and also you can do teacher training. So teacher training is also the trend, so that can be used. So now there could be if you are going for a budget plan, like you have a good budget, then you can plan of selling retail. Like you can have yoga mats, so you can order it, like you can order from the local vendor, or keep it in your studio. It will not take a lot of space. You just have a rack like that, just rack like that, and in the top of the rack you can put hangers to your have yoga attires, right? And then yoga props, mat, water bottles, yoga related books you can have in the languages, in many languages you can have. Always keep like English and the local language. If you're in Karnataka, go for Kannada. If you're in Tamil Nadu, go for Tamil language book. So people like to read that. Then have a website and logo. So why this is important? Because sometimes you are not able to like Bhavit, like you asked me in the last moment, sir, I need to have your introduction. So for that you need something, right? So because I had it ready, I just immediately gave to you. And in the morning I thought, okay, this might be needed, because Bhavit has not asked me till now, but he might need that. But I have put all my details in the slide itself. So I immediately gave to him just in a second. So that is how you should be ready with everything. You have a website. So sometimes you cannot explain people everything, or you're not available to them. So they can go to your website, they can read about you, they can read about the practices you offer, they can read about many things in the website. So have a website. You can have some logo according to your requirement. You can design, logo. Then you have to build a customer base. And once you build a customer base, this is the second, uh, because once you have a customer base, then you know the interested customer base, and you can always send them the messages. You can invite them for free workshops. You can invite them, like they will always get attracted to you, and somehow they will keep joining you again and again. And few final thoughts, which is important, is we need to we need to plan a. Right. So, final thoughts, you can say, whatever you do, you should know. You should be able to overcome the risk factors you might face. Like you should have a pre-planning. So that could be, I think, and there are a lot of things to speak, but I think this would be sufficient. Maybe we can go for question and answer. So I would say as slogan here, yoga is a journey of the self, to the self, to the self. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. So we'll have a question and answer. Like those who want, like those who have any question, they can ask directly by unmuting themselves. So unmute and ask.
So we can go for question and answer now. If you have question, you can just let me know.
In chat box also you can.
Yes, I'll check the chat box. Vinita. Sir, is required permission and licenses to start from at own home. Uh, Vinita, yes, even from your own home, you will at least need the permission from municipal corporation from your side. Like, because sometimes people object when you are starting from home. So, yeah, it is always good to have permission. And it is actually required even we are taking rental or doing it from our home. Bhavit, it's from you. Everyone can, okay, it's like everyone else. So, is there any question you can ask? Because I think we have a next session at 5, so I want to make it free. Yes, you got the answer, Vinita, right? Okay, thanks. So I think you better write a question in the chat box if possible. I think if there is no question, it is good because either you have well understood or you have nothing understood nothing. So I don't know. I hope it is well understood because let it be on the positive attitude side. So I will appreciate if you have any questions or you can just give your feedback. Bhavit, hand over to you.
Yes, sir. We'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes if any questions are there.
Sure, sure.
So if they are writing in the textbooks or something like that. So we'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes.
I think people have already started joining for the next session.
No, sir. It's like according to their timing, they are joining whenever
Oh.
they are. So the questions are there.
It is from Navya Shri. Am I pronouncing right? Navya Shri. Okay. Maybe you can unmute. Sir, how about conducting online yoga classes? Yes, conducting online yoga classes is in present scenario, it is wonderful. And, actually, frankly speaking or truly speaking, Navya, sorry to say you just short name. I myself had been working to plan this online work from very long. It was my thought, my dream to reach many people because sometimes people call me and tell, sir, please have your center in my area, have your center in my area. Like people want to have things in very much close vicinity, like it should be very close surrounding so they can walk and come to you. So it is not, I am only one, right? So I can't reach everyone in same timing, or I have to have many centers to where I teach one class at 6 o'clock, another class at 7:15, 15 minutes traveling time, likewise. So online platform is really wonderful, But for successful online platform, you need to have a customer base. You just like you can drop your video in YouTube, but who will see? जो खाली बैठे हुए हैं वो देखेंगे. Like if people are sometimes they are just surfing on the net, so they will just go through, okay, is there something going on or Facebook. But to have a, because I am running online classes also, so to have very successful online classes, you need to have some, at least 10 people following you. Okay, you have 10 people, and then I think it's well answered, Naveshri. Okay, you got my answer, right? So you must have customer base to have online session running smoothly, because through online also you can sit at home and still make a handsome amount to use for your pocket money. Bhumika, from question from Bhumika, so what are the basic things we need to keep in mind if we are starting a small scale classes, and how to make that nominal to every person who approaches us? The best thing you can do, Bhumika, in that scenario, you can, like, sometimes people say, sir, your charges are very high. So what to do? So I what I do, I will not tell you now, because it's a different matter. But in this situation, you can ask them, so what is your budget? So can you pay 1,000 rupees per month? Maybe you are charging 1,500 rupees, but his budget allowing, or her budget is allowing only 1,000 rupees a month. So you can offer, okay, you can pay that much. So that could be a way people get attracted to you, and maybe that person brings the another person to you. So I think, Bhumika, you are answered. You can just reply to me. Okay, and it's Mary. Is it Mary or Miri? Can Mary unmute herself? So I'm sorry, because yeah, I don't want to have wrong pronunciation, because it is now come to my habit to ask people their own name and listen their name from their mouth and then pronounce is much better. Okay. So her question is, as a student, can we talk to psychiatrist and ask them to
Sir, it's
refer
Miri.
patient to us? Yes, please, Mary.
Sir, it's Miri.
Sorry.
Sir, Miri.
Okay. So we talk to psychiatrists and ask them to refer their patients to us for your relaxedly session. Is it practical? Definitely, it is practical. Actually, you can have collaboration. Like, I have a lot of orthopedician coming to me as my client. So, next time when we visit to them, they have been telling their patient, oh, you can go for doing yoga practices, because they know, okay, for this problem, yoga is helpful because they are doing themselves. So now they start suggesting people. So even for the psychiatrist to send their client to you, you better approach them and give them 1 or 2 sessions of yours, and that would make it much easier for them to send you client. Am I answered, Mary? Okay, fine. Relaxation. Yes, relaxation.
So there is a last question that you have left.
Yeah,
Shravani
I
have
think we
asked,
go for the
can you
last question.
comment on, yeah, can you comment on nutraceuticals? In chat box it is there, sir, from Shravani. Can you
So,
comment on nutraceuticals?
David, can I take the last question?
Yeah, sir, this is the last question, sir.
Okay, fine. Ruchita, I think is it Ruchita, right? Sir, what are the things that are to be taken in consideration while conducting a therapy session for an individual and a group? Okay, wonderful question, because that is how I am working with multiple problems also. I am trying to accommodate people in the same group sometime, but that's my talent after being practicing since last 16 years. So that could be one way that you can, accommodating different need of people in the same group, or you can work on individually. Like, you can just give them 5-10 extra minutes after every session, and before the session, before first thing you should do is meet them, consult them, ask their needs. If someone is needy, like someone is diabetic and he wants to have your consultation, or someone is having backache, neck problem, or recent surgery, or postpartum, postnatal sessions, likewise. So in that condition, first have them. Then after group session, you can advise them 10-15 minutes of extra consultation. These practices are like, you can add on extra to your practice to get better results for therapy session and for an individual. I think I hope I have answered your question, Ruchita.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much, Bhavit, and thank you very much to all of you who are present here. And I think I will take a leave, Bhavit.
Thank you so much, sir, to come on this platform, and I hope you will join once again with us with
Yes.
some
I
another
think,
topic
Bhavit,
with your
if they have
experience.
any question, they
Yes.
can maybe drop to you and you can share
Yeah,
with
yeah,
me.
yeah. No problem, sir.
So
I am
please,
always available to all of
Bhavit,
them,
and
so
give
they
me
can
forward.
ask. Yeah.
Yes, or you can give the number. Thank you,
Yeah.
Bhavit.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you,
Bye
sir.
bye,
Thank you
everyone.
so much, sir.
Namaste.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.